now, you're a Brawl star!
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars Variety Hour. Once again, I am playing your deck submissions from my 15k subscriber special. I'll be starting out with a little bit of Jarsyl this morning, who I've never actually played, and looking at this list, I can see that it's a combo. This deck list has the tried true mark of being a combo deck, which is to say, it's got all the transmogrify effects and only 2 creatures in it, Worldspine Worm and Xanagos, God of Revels. So it looks like Jarsyl, though Jarsyl is good because they let you recast spells from their graveyard. Jarsyl's just here, I think, to support this combo. You have to get out some tokens, and then you have to turn those tokens into Xanagos and Worldspine Worm, which will swing for 30 damage. If I can get it to work. Looking at what else there is to support in here, I see a lot of token makers and removal, ways to protect yourself and your pieces, but really it's just trying to find these Transmogrify, Indomitable Creativity, Luca to get each of these pieces. I think Indomitable Creativity is the only one that gets both at the same time, though. Otherwise, it has to be like Jarsyl, and then you cast one, and then cast it again from the graveyard using Jarsyl's ability. Yes, this is a Pioneer deck turned into an Alchemy Commander deck. Okay, Coldy Culp, let's see how this deck rolls. Fluffy Senpai is playing Radagast the Brown. Gonna be some mono green, just big stompy stuff. I have a way to make a token. I have Chaotic Transformation, which, if I can get an enchantment and a creature, Chaotic Transformation will get me my combo. And so will Indomitable Creativity and 2 tokens. They can be creatures or artifacts. Hello. The only thing that's tricky about that is how much mana I need. Oh look, another red source. I'm going to be using Careful Cultivation to make him a little mana dork instead, though. Topiary Stomper, they're ramping. I'm ramping too, sort of. I need some 1 and 2 drops, though, for Jarsyl's ability. I have a 3-drop in the graveyard. I need a 1-drop to recast. I think Jaya's probably better than Jarsyl right here.
Of course you should fight fire with fire. You should fight
Hi, Jaya.
Impress me.
Oh, you're saying it's not Jarsyl, it's Jarsyl, the soul that you keep your jar in? What are you, a Davy Jones?
You're no match for my strength.
Hold up. Does this do the thing? They'll be able to block, but I'll still have it going on. I'm still swinging for 30 damage. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I had exiled the human monk, it would have been lethal because I would have had 2 more damage and left the non-summoning sick one. Yeah, look. See, we did the combo. Nice. I do not want to have the worm in my hand, so we have to mulligan. I guess it's better? With this hand, I can have an Adventurous Impulse, and we want land. Nice. Land. And I have 2 basics, too. There's probably a couple ways to get the cards back into the deck, since red has that as kind of a recent ability. We'll be able to recast Adventurous Impulse using Jarsyl. And Cathartic Pyre on 2. It's just going to be a matter of getting there. You have to have a curve. Kalia! How many things do you find? Doesn't matter, I'm killing you. Die. Oh, Dr. Nate, I would say that kind of the... Oh no, we got the World Spine Worm back in hand again. The ideal for how much experience you want is you want to do your daily quests. The one that like gives you gold, the one that's like 500 to 750. And then you also probably want to get the first like 4 wins are the most important. How many more days do you have to the Lord of the Rings Mastery? You can see that on the Mastery Pass page. It should be near to the top of the page. It gets shuffled if it's discarded, yeah. So right now, I can discard it with Seize the Spoils. But I'm in no rush because I don't actually have a way to do the combo yet. Kalia didn't put any Angels or Demons or Dragons, oh my, into hand. So Jarsyl is a perpetual card, and I did not choose to reset it because I want to go to 2 and then 3. You can choose to reset Jarsyl, though. It's one of the silliest things about this card is that the intensity, though perpetual, does not actually get rid of the cards in your graveyard after you recast them. I don't know why. It's like Jarsyl's at 2. We go to combat. We recast Cathartic Pyre. Now they have Steel Seraph. Oh, did you see him do the jiggle? My favorite thing is Wiggles. Minthara also has the intensity Wiggles. He goes... Brrr. Thrilling. I will protect. Mostly because I want to be a real butthead next turn and Stone Rain 2 of their lands. Amy's villainous side is 100% this side. Hit your command tower. Go to combat. Recast Stone Rain. Oh, yep, Jarsyl's got his Wiggles. You don't even have to pay the costs. What a silly card. Looks to me like this commander is all about death. Seizan, Perverter of Truth. This is a Kamigawa demon spirit who makes both players lose life and draw cards. And just a guess, we've probably got Shouldered in here to further punish our opponent with that card draw. This is definitely a mono-black control deck. Lots of kill spells, lots of drain, and some very, very slow ways to burn out our opponent's life. Seizan itself is a 5-mana 6/5, so you can also just use this to attack. But it looks like all the pieces in this deck are also powerful on their own. Some things that give us some card advantage. I see a lot of good planeswalkers in here. I could see this deck doing some serious work just by virtue of good black cards are good. But I am going to make one change. So there is a Cabal Stronghold in here, which cares about the number of swamps. But I'm going to add a Nykthos and take out... I can take out the swamp or the gate. This is a swamp gate. I'll take out one. There we go. This is just one of those things where it's like, monocolored deck, don't mind if I do. Just gonna throw in Nykthoses into people's decks. People are gonna be like, why did you change my deck list? Because I wanted the Nykthos. I wanted the Nykthos. You are not pro. Playing Smeagol Helpful Guide. Oh, sweet. Xander's Wake. This card is so silly. Xander's Wake is one of these, like, enchantments that gives you so much value. Get Off My Lawn doesn't work when nobody under 50 can afford a house. That's true, and also when a lot of people under 50 are very much against lawns because we're young and we're hip with the pollinator movement. Plant pollinator-friendly plants in your yard. if you have one. Oh, this is an uncommon? You're right, it is an uncommon. I don't think they'll be gaining that much life now. They might later. Oh my god, I love the art on Stab Wound. Sorry, I'm looking at Stab Wound, and honestly, the art on it is... I know it's a person who was stabbed and is, like, trying to, like, get away from battle, but it also just kind of looks like, oh man, are you... Really? Really? Like, this is such a good cringe face. Doing honestly fantastic. Do I want to play Seizan? I don't really want to give them the card draw. I'm going to hold Invasion of Innistrad and kill probably Smeagol or Morbid Opportunist. It's definitely like a Cramps face. Pretending they didn't just get stabbed, but like, they did just get stabbed. It's when you get a stitch when you're out on a jog. Yes, 100% that. Gonna go munch up that Morbid Opportunist. Well, I should have stabbed you first. And then exiled this. You guys are typed by the Economics Department of University of Chicago. And how dated it is? Well, I hope that the professors get with the times. Skyfisher Spider. If they want to kill Graveyard Trespasser, they also have to discard a card, but they could destroy like Xander's Wake. Alright. I'll take an Acquisitions Expert, attack their hand. Make them draw, make them discard, make them draw, make them discard, make them draw, make them discard. Have an expert. You get to see what's in their hand. Agadeem's Awakening, so mass reanimation piece. I will play Seizan, Perverter of Truth, which will let them draw 2 cards. Also lose 2 life. Business, business, business. I'm trading, so I will get the trigger off Xander's Wake. Oh, Morbin time! Ooh, or do I want Boneclad Necromancer? I want Boneclad Necromancer. Lets me hit their graveyard. Is Shouldered in the deck? Yes. You can always check what's in the deck, Generator, by typing !deck. Smeagol is now the ring bearer, since one of their creatures died during that turn. Okay, we draw 3 cards because that's what this guy does. Ooh, maybe I should have played the Dread Presence first. I don't need them dang bones. I'm clad in them. I'll take out Woe Strider. Nice. I'm going to firmly grasp the Smeagol. And attack Invasion of Innistrad. If I manage to deal 5 or more damage to it, it will flip over. Give me 2 zombies. Firmly grasp it. Would you like to gain 3 life? The current state of cheese engineering. So Helicomium, one of my friends works at a cheese counter, and she was saying that it depends on the type of cheese. Soft cheeses, if they're growing certain types of molds, you don't want to eat them. But hard cheeses, you can usually cut off the outside. This actually came up recently because I was hanging out with her. We were watching a movie together. Yeah, but there's like a difference between the mold you want and the mold you don't want. Oh no! It's okay, your tummy's probably fine. I've eaten so many cheeses that are, they've been in the fridge a little too long. Yay! Demonic Tutors, thank you for the sub! Thank you, cousin! Yeah, but there's like the mold you want and then there's mold you don't. Oh my gosh, I'm losing so much life. Sanguine Brushstroke, I think I need to get this down now. Get down, get down. Corrupt. Yes, I do. What I have is a whole bunch of mana. I will deal 2 to Smeagol, gaining 2 life. I currently have 5 swamps. We're drawing so many cards. This gets me more life. And I want life right now. 6 there. 5 there. And now the Deluge of the Dead will let me exile these things from the graveyard. As long as I'm holding up mana, which I am currently not. Why would I ever do that? Bastion of Remembrance. That's going to give them a kind of one-sided Blood Artist effect. Yoggies! I think Yawgmoth kills Blood Artist here. That landfall was so loud. Oh, it's because it's they had to pay the 3 life. Very powerful. Very beautiful. Creatures are dying. Life is being lost. Does my cheese shop friend hook me up with fancy cheese? She hooks up our friend Tasha with the fancy cheese, and then I go over to Tasha's place and I eat the cheese there. Going to kill the Blood Artist. Not so fast. More triggers on the stack. Seizan is the commander. Tasha shares cheese when she's not ruining your day in Historic Brawl. Different Tasha, I think. I expect that Tasha is not the witch from Dungeons and Dragons. But I could be wrong. GG, Smeagol. Aaron Sloan submitted a Torens Fist of the Angels. Torens is a token-making commander whenever you cast a creature spell. Makes human tokens, so if you like humans, like Catilda does, you'll be making lots of them. Torens' tokens also have training, which means you can also put some kind of low-key +1/+1 counter synergy in here, since that means that Torens, or the tokens, will get +1/+1 counters when they attack with something with a greater power. I see some pieces in here that are very aggressive, and that makes sense. This is a Selesnya aggro deck, and has a couple humans in it, and things that help protect the humans. Nice. Okay, Torens, let's make some tokens. Atraxa, Grand Unifier. You know, I think Torens deserves better than having to play against Ding Dang Atraxa. Now, normally I would say we could hold this giant killer to kill her, but I think it makes more sense for us to actually go for the 1-drop, into the 2-drop, into the 3-drop, Anointed Peacekeeper, probably hitting Atraxa the turn after, Mondrak looking to make more tokens. We want a curve, because we need to play super aggressively if we want to get underneath the 7-mana 7/7 Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink, and just hope that they don't board wipe us. I don't need a land yet. I'll go for the Handwear Militia Captain. Do you have a counter spell? Being asked, do I play ranked? Yeah, I just hit Mythic and Draft. So I guess the answer is yes. I don't think I need to do my peacekeeping yet. Here comes Torens. Yeah, Abelfearin, it's just the problem of historic Brawl really only rewards you for winning, because that's kind of how Arena's economy works. And there's no rule 0. And without a rule 0, you can't really blame people for playing whatever the best thing is in the best version of a deck. You love the Oracle? I don't. Nobody should have access to these cards. Nobody should be taking infinite turns. Hi, Kaya. Gonna hit Mondrak? That's fair. My Militia Captain will still flip. Means we can train. We're gonna go for the Anointed Peacekeeper. Naming Atraxa. We could also name Kaya just so she's harder to activate. Oh, they're pacting. That's just rude. Ozolith. I'm going to ship you here. Y'all here. Yeah, you can paint outside the lines with like a deck build and make it just as long as you're playing powerful stuff. So like Atraxa herself is so strong. I made that budget deck that's all commons and uncommons. Wait, do you not have 2 blue? They didn't have 2 blue mana. That's funny. King of the Oathbreakers! A mostly untargetable commander, because if you touch it, it phases out. I have a nice curve here of a 1Z, 2Z, 3Z, or this 3Z. Taking it easy with these nice 3Zs. So All-in-Block Escort is to protect Torens, because it can give a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, lifelink, and indestructible. But you have to sacrifice a creature to do that. But that's okay, because everybody here is a human, so we can make our human stronger. Copper Goat Vanguard is like one of those weird aftermath cards. It's great in these kind of human decks, though. A Mind Stone. Nice. Do I want to go for Torens? Tracker. Go for Torens here. If I do Tracker first, then I'll be able to train Torens on its first attack. But I think we're decently well protected because of the Ward 1 against anything but a board wipe. And since they only have black mana and 1 white, they have fewer board wipes they could cast here. Oh, an anguished unmaking. So they're paying a lot of life to get rid of my commander. You have the Knight, Shana, Brightbridge Tracker, or Laid to Rest. I don't think I need Laid to Rest yet. I'm going to go for a double spell this turn. Shana is untargetable from abilities. Can still be killed by stuff. I feel like playing the Laid to Rest with only the 2 humans on the battlefield isn't as good. Why was Commander Masters not on Arena? Because a lot of the cards in Commander Masters are difficult to program, would only be played in Historic Brawl. A lot of them are designed for 4-player tables, not 1v1, and it's a lot of work for a small audience. So, lots of good reasons. It also was like a draftable deck as a commander draft, which you can't do commander drafts on Arena. At least not yet, you can't. Okay, so King of the Oathbreakers is down, but our opponent's actually going to concede. I'm about to throw down Adeline and swing with everything. They're going to have to chump block with their commander. That puts us in a really good spot. Just winning through aggro. Nice. This deck was sent to me with the note, Oswald Fiddlebender with no Paradox Engine. So Oswald Fiddlebender lets you sacrifice artifacts to get slightly bigger artifacts. He's a pod, a sorcery speed pod that cares about artifacts. And that means we have a curve of artifacts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have the big boys up here with 9, and then straight to 11. Metalwork Colossus. Not that you'd ever want to just cheat that in. This thing only costs a few mana when you're casting it from hand. It's kind of what's awesome about Metalwork Colossus. It can also be brought back from the graveyard. I also see some just generally very cool cards, like Zatalpa. It's big and it has flap and double slap and you know how it goes. It's a big dinosaur. I see some silly stuff in here too, like a self-replicator. And some discounts for all these artifacts on Joyer's Familiar. Hey, wait a minute. Oh no! The guy who costs 3 and discounts all your artifacts isn't in here. Joyer's Familiar also discounts your commander, which is cool. Okay, let's get fiddlebending. Our poor non-Paradox Engine Oswald Fiddlebender is stuck against Briscoe. He deserves better than this. This gnome deserves better. Oh, there's a hawk outside. Can I use Amulet of Safekeeping? You want to make me discard, huh? Now your spells cost more. Yeah, the reason why this is matching up against Risco is because the game expects Oswald to be Paradox Engine, terrible hellscape of dismay and demise. Cold Steel Heart. Gotta take advantage of these big discounts from the Starmine Courser's discount store. Boop. Love to see a 1-mana Metalwork Colossus potentially next turn. I said before, like, this thing does not ever cost 11 mana. And if it does, it shouldn't be in your deck. Hi, Karn. Karn's making it so I can't activate my artifacts. Because he's a jerk. That's fine, I've got a 10-10. Die, Karn. Please, I need to kill him so I can use my artifacts. You think that Oswald and Rusco are just some artificers having a good time? I guess. They're having a nice time with each other. Relic of Legends gets them more mana. Lets them even tap Rusco for mana. Retributive Wand. I don't like that it tapped for white there. We are going to use Oswald to destroy the wand to deal 5 to Karn. So I can actually use these. I can also get something else cool for my deck. Oh, they're leaving. Because we're awesome. That's why they left. Stupid Briscoe. Yawgmoth! Thran Physician! I have only one thing that costs 2 here. I'm gonna mulligan. We just had too much expensive stuff in hand. I think this is better. I have a turn 1 Soul Guide Lantern. Turn 2, we can throw down Oswald Fiddlebender. They're going to make me drop my Soul Guide. I no longer have a Soul Guide Lantern. I was gonna try and hit their graveyard. Because getting rid of their graveyard means that recurable creatures, like Reassembling Skeleton and Bloodghast, not as much of an issue. Alright, so I got rid of my turn 1 play. And my graveyard hate. All at the same time. How terrible. Okay, well, here comes Oswald. You wouldn't kill him, would you? He's a gnome! He's not doing anything scary. He is, as we say, a little guy. He's a gnome. He's teeny tiny. He's dead. No? Better one than none. Aha! A soldier! Is it his birthday? I don't think it's his birthday. They didn't get a 4th land. Throw down Oswald again. Meat Hook Massacre for X equals 2. The Great Gnome Tragedy. I am going to ramp. Gilded Lotus gets me up to 8 mana next turn, which means I could use Cityscape Leveler. Solemn Simulacrum, getting them a land. Why would I Cityscape Leveler when I can play Zatalpa? You know, Amy, that's so true. Here's Zatalpa. She's big and flapping, double slapping, never tapping. She's also indestructible, which means they will have to exile her if they want to get her off this battlefield, or make me sacrifice her. Hi, Yawgmoth. They could also give her -8, I suppose, and -1/-1 counters. Let's kill Yawgmoth. They're saying good game. Yeah, you were too busy killing Oswald when you should have been killing dinosaurs. Faramir, Prince of Ithilien. If he manages to survive to your end step, he gives you a delayed ability. This delayed trigger stops at your opponent's end step. And either you get 3/1/1 creatures or drawing a card. It's really great because it means you're pretty much always protected or getting card draw. Faramir replaces himself, and he's really well supported by a lot of Azorius control cards, which isn't usually my playstyle, but I'm happy to do it for a deck submission, which is why BM5190 sent me this mess of terrifying, scary cards that kind of make me sad. These are just, like, not really my vibe. There are some pieces in the middle here, like these 3-drop humans, some exiling pieces. I am a fan of that. But I don't know. Something about the farewells and the river's rebukes, the memory lapses, the vetoes. Oh, they make my heart just shrink a little bit. Are we the bad guys? When we're playing Faramir, absolutely. This is a tempo deck. Not so much an Azorius control deck for this specific build. You can kind of tell by looking at like this mana curve. We even have some cool soldiers stuff. Just trying to like get in evasive damage, build up a board, all while protecting ourselves with counter spells. All right, Faramir, let's see what you got. Coastal Piracy. We have Coastal Piracy, that's what we've got. Zimone and Dina. Okay, I have the ability to counter their commander, though I may not need to do that. We've got the Ambitious Farmhand to get another land, or just the Ornithopter of Paradise. These tap lands are good on a budget, but they're a little rough because everything's coming in tapped. That's fine. We got some nice untapped mana here. I could either go for the Mana Geode or the Farmhand and holding the tail's end. I'm going to use the Farmhand here to grab another Plains. Put that into hand. No, I don't really want to attack with my 0-2. Simone and Dina is countered. I like this Anointed Procession here. It kind of makes the assumption that, like, yeah, somebody will attack you. Faramir is going to survive until our end step because they're completely tapped out. I don't think they're going to attack us, so we will draw a card. What is the most popular format on Arena? As far as I know, Standard. Oh, nice! The Bowmaster is going to punish us for card draw, because we draw an extra card. So rude, Orcish Bowmaster. So very rude. Maria's Call. Okay. I'll keep that on top. 1, 2. Going to get rid of the Orcish Bowmasters. It is being swan-songed. I will not get rid of it. I don't think this Farmhand will be living. It's actually possible that, like, they don't go for it. Nope. Bye, Farmhand. If we had 3 mana up, we could transform it, but we don't. I'm gonna make it harder for you to touch my stuff. No touchy. I'm gonna bounce your army. The beginning of your end step and then at the beginning of their end step. It's a very strange templating. Alright, everything goes back in hand. They have a Black Market Connections, which means they'll be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 life every turn. The Hardest Crusade, huh? Oh. Well... now you're speaking my language. We've got all these tokens. May as well make them nice and strong, right? And for 6. The only thing I don't have good, like, numbers on is how popular each draft format is and draft events are as a whole. No, I don't have any creatures left because they bounced everything back to hand. They can gain life off Zimone and Dina, which is tricksy. Coppercoat Vanguard. Mana Geode. Bearded Companion. Wedding Announcement. I need to go wide. They do have to pay at least 1 life per turn. They're cultivating. That gets them some lands. They have 3 mana up. I'm going to start with Skyclave Apparition. There's Amon and Dina. Reflector Mage. And the Scholar of the Lost Trove. Swinging in for 2 damage on 2 different creatures. They have to pay 1. Can they gain life first? No, they can't! They paid the 6, and we win the game. Purphoros Bronze Blooded. This is the sneak attack Purphoros. Well, it gives things haste. It can also sneak attack. Let's see, we've got Ornithopter Paradise, Pippin, Boromir, and Wedding Announcement. I like all of these. Probably want to start with this Fabled Passage just to make sure that we have all 3 mana on turn 3. Dang, hello. Pippin is so good. This Pippin, I've been calling it, instead of Mother of Runes, it's Brother of Runes. Also, Ward. Hi, Rahilda. Just go ahead and, like, put Rahilda back. Or we can go for Boromir. Unique, that's a misunderstanding of the matchmaking algorithm. So here's a nice way to put it. In 1v1 Commander, let me go with the typical 2 Hell Q kind of commanders. Things that have their matchmaking, forcibly match them up against each other. Alright, ready for the first one? Okay, Ragavan. Okay, Ragavan's actually banned in 1v1 EDH. Alright, let's go for another one. Golos. You know, Golos actually banned in 1v1 EDH. There's also a lot more. Like, I would actually say that, like, the 1v1 stuff is more casual than what we're dealing with here. Oh, you should never follow the super negative people on Twitter. They'll just make you feel bad. You trying to hit? Faramir! Protection from artifacts. Banned in EDH, just not just 1v1, yeah. Boop, boop, boop. I don't believe Soul Ring's allowed in 1v1 either. An Oliphant? Is Brawl banned in 1v1? Yes, he is. Yes, this is a mostly creatures Faramir, but it's still heavily supported by counter spells. Yeah, instead of asking me questions about a format I don't play, where I don't have good information about, because I don't play it, I'd appreciate it if you looked it up yourself. It would really help my sanity. Here's the Faramir. So I could make one of these unblockable to swing in. I'm just going to sit here. Now everybody's a little stronger for a better potential swing. Cavalier Flames can give everything haste and can also discard cards to draw cards. You deleted Twitter, but Facebook's harder to part with? None of the people I know are very active on Facebook anymore. It's mostly just the messenger service. But I am on Twitter because it's part of my job to be on Twitter. Go ahead and get rid of that worm. They're crewing? Tail's End, no crew.
Super excited to build Greta, Sweet Tooth Scourge Food Tribal. Also, good morning.
Good morning, Cake Crusader, and thank you for the sub. Also, we win! Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars Variety Hour, and thank you to everybody who submitted decks. Remember, if you haven't seen your deck yet, stay tuned, because I'm still going through more decks. This is not the final video. Also, a lot of them were played on stream and just didn't get put into a video because, well, they didn't play that well. It's fine. Listen, not all decks need to do great all the time, but if I only have 30 minutes or so to play a deck, there's a chance that I won't get a good game in during that time. Thank you, though, so much to everybody who's watching this channel. Thank you to all the folks who sent in their decks, and I hope you all have a brawlful day.